What I thought I would go through with you today, I thought I'd do a little bit of research on the benefits of fasting.
The Fasting Diaries of Joanna Ruth. Number 5. The Benefits of 5-Day Fasting.
Hello, everybody. Low to zero carb coaching people and everyone who's new. So this is an update on my third round of 5-day water fasting, and little bit of an update. Feeling really good today. Yesterday I was a bit tired. My body was really tired, and that's because I had so much energy on Monday. Today's Wednesday. Tuesday I was very tired. Monday I had a huge day. I just couldn't help myself, and I went hell for leather in the swimming pool, and just like usual when I'm not fasting, my body needs 2 sleeps to take advantage of the signals that I gave it. So that's what I needed. I needed more sleep. So no, I didn't need food. No, I didn't need electrolytes. I made sure that I was okay. My brain clarity was still there. Ketones were a little low, but they didn't bottom out. They were still there, still over 1 reading on the new meter. So I knew that all the bases were covered. And I thought, well, I'll see what happens tomorrow. If it's another terrible day tomorrow, I will consider refeeding early. But it wasn't. I woke up really quite warm and vibrant, and my walk in the park was vibrant. Went for 2 walks today because, um, well, it was just good opportunity to go for an extra walk. And so we did a park walk in the morning, and then we did a along the beach walk, not on the sand, but next to the water. And it's getting quite breezy and cool now in Melbourne, but it's a perfect day to go for a nice brisk walk and get lots of fresh air in the lungs. So what I thought I would go through with you today, I thought I'd do a little bit of research on the benefits of fasting, because I'm fasting because I want my body to change. I want to be small, and I want to have a fit, tight body so that I can be very, very active in my life. And I want to go dancing in the evening, and I want to be singing the next day, and I want to be going to the park and jogging around a bit, and I want to be swimming, and I want to be able to just keep going and doing whatever I like to do, just like I would have if I was a young person, because I still think I am a bit of a young person. I've just been waylaid, by all this heaviness. So, research on 5-day water fasting. So that's what I'm going to share with you. And this is the first time that I've actually read through it. I typed into Grok. Oh, I'm cheating on Chatty George, because I listened to Elon Musk talking about Grok on YouTube. I thought, oh, I'll go test it out. And I tested it out with one of the hardest topics for Chatty George to work with, and that is helping me with translations and corrections in Yiddish, which is not a very popular language across our planet. Um, there's a very small percentage of people even speak, learn, and the majority of Yiddish speakers are all passing away now. That generation is passing away. So I'm very impressed. Grok did a really good job, helped me finish off some translation work this morning, which was really, really great. Had a great time. So I thought, oh, well, Grok seems to be on point, and I'll use Grok to do some research regarding 5-day fasting, and I'll share it with you as I read it. Because now that I'm being quite successful at fasting, I'm on the third day, it's Wednesday, of the third 5-day fast. And yeah, my body's starting to feel different, solid, really, really, like athletic, starting to feel quite athletic. And it seems to be taking great advantage of this situation. So the signals that I'm giving it when I'm walking, when I'm swimming, um, when I'm doing other things during the day, it's really taking advantage of those signals, which is great. But I kind of want to know what might be going on inside my body, like more detail. And I thought maybe you would like to know that too, if you're thinking about doing some fasting. So this is, I put into Grok, can you give me a summary of what will happen physiologically if a person does 5-day water fasting? So I didn't say 3 times of it, just 5-day water fasting. So this is what came back, and I will give you my responses. So without reading it, what I'm loving about these fasts that I'm doing is I'm loving how sharp my mind is. I'm loving that it's 6 p.m. and I've been awake since I think I think my dog woke me up at 6 o'clock. I wrote it in my calendar. Unwillingly woken up at 6 a.m. He was hungry. Go figure. He's a dash hound. He's got a clock in his stomach. So I know I keep feeding my dog, and he's whinging at me, going, oh, oh, oh. And I go, are you dying? Oh, you poor thing. Is it time to have your snack? And I go, honey, I feel your pain. I haven't eaten in 3 days, I feel you. So what I'm noticing, great, brain clarity. I don't know what time it is. I'm just keep going until it feels like my body should just have a rest now. This is like when I was 19, 20 years old. I had abundant energy. I hadn't settled into metabolic dysfunction yet. I had weight on me, but I lost a lot of weight when I was in year 12 because I went to the gym instead of doing my homework. I discovered aerobics. I got contact lenses, discovered the dancing, the music of the aerobics, and I would ride my bicycle down to the gym, and I would go before school, and then I'd go to school, and then I'd come home, and I'd go after school, and I didn't leave any time for my homework. And I had great parenting because they didn't check. Nobody checked anything when I was a child. It's all up to me, bring myself up, really. Anyways, stood me in good stead for now. So, um, yeah, I had weight on because I'd gone to university and stopped riding my bike, stopped going to the gym, and I was driving a car and I'm eating junk food while I'm racing around from one thing to the next. So I've always wanted to be racing around from one thing to the next because I love it. It's fun. It's like exploration, but you don't have to really like go traveling. You can travel in your mind and your ideas, as well. That's a very Sagittarian thing. So I feel like that again. Um, I'm also noticing many, many times I'm noticing I'm doing things, little things. I'm doing like putting the front doormat, which moves. It's very thin. It's the only one I can use because of the way the carpet is outside in the hallway and the level of my wire door. And as people come down the stairs past the front of my apartment, they stand on the mat a little bit and it pushes it and pushes it and pushes it around a little bit. So every 2 or 3 days, I've had to put it back in place. And I used to begrudging, oh, I have to put it back in place again. Oh, bend over and it's uncomfortable and I put it back in place. And now I just put it back in place every day. And I just realized, oh, I'm not whinging about that anymore. Must be easy. Must be just easy for me. Another thing I noticed, the delivery people, I used to make the delivery people come up the stairs. And now I don't, I just tell them, I'll meet you down, just meet me down the end of the path. And then I go out the front door and leave the dog inside and run down the stairs and grab the package. Um, so another thing that I'm willing to do physically and, not pretend that I'm not able to do that. I think they appreciate that I come downstairs and I just think of it, well, I've got all this energy. I'll just go do stuff, just go do things. So that's really, really great. I'm loving all this extra energy. I'm loving having access to all this energy that I have stored. I've also noticed my lipid, I know you can't see it really much because I'm wearing a black top. Um, I feel that my arms are actually getting a little bit smaller, like, just from feeling them. They are really tender. The tenderness that I had around my hips, I'm not feeling it as much in bed, but at the same time, it's only been a couple of days. Um, there is, if I poke around, the lipodemic tissue still feels a little bruised. It never used to feel that way. Never. When lipedema sufferers would talk about the pain that they have in their tissues, I don't remember having that pain. I remember my ex used to like poke me or something, and I go, "Ow!" And she would say, "Oh, Johanna, you're made of ice cream." Okay. Yeah. And I went, "Oh, well, it hurts." So it did used to hurt, but I haven't had anyone poking me for a very long time. So there you go. So that is shifting and changing, and I can understand that this is a thing. This is a thing that I don't really remember because, too many things to remember. But things are shifting and changing, which is interesting. And I wore my puffy vest jacket because it's getting cold in Melbourne now, and my temperature's dropping a little bit because of the fasting. And so I wore a warm jacket, and I noticed that it had no problem fitting over my stomach now. And that's the first time ever for that jacket, which is really cool, really, really cool. Is there anything else that I'm loving? Oh, I love the fact that I don't feel full. First time in my life. I was thinking about it when I was going for a walk, that I have never, my psychology has never allowed me to have an experience of complete emptiness in my digestive system. Never in my entire life. And then I was thinking about another person who I know that is really thin and small, like small framed, but also very thin. And I know that he suffers from anxiety, and he's the opposite. He, in his whole life, probably has never had the freedom to just eat when he wants to eat. Like if he's anxious about something, he can't eat. So that's the reverse. So yes, our stories affect us in ways that, gosh, it's really tough for people. So water fasting, where one consumes, I'm reading it, so my eyes are a bit down. Um, Only water for a set period has been studied for various physiological effects. And here's a summary of the potential benefits, potential, observed after 5 days of water fasting. So I don't know how much of this um, will definitely apply to me, how much is applying to me, will not apply to me. I don't know. It's all potential. So the first one is autophagy. Some people call it autophagy, but autophagy. So you have enhanced autophagy, and I'm really in it for that. Yes, I want the fat gone. Of course, I want to get the fat suit off. But my fat suit includes a lot of lipidemic tissue, and that lipidemic tissue is made up of proteins. And so I need enhanced autophagy to break it down and get rid of it, but also at the same time as it's breaking it down, breaking those proteins, useless now proteins, it's releasing fat from that's been trapped in there. And so I have access to using the energy that's available from those fat cells. So it's win and win. By day 5, autophagy, the process where cells clean out damaged components, damage alert, is significantly increased. This can lead to cellular repair, potentially reducing the risk of diseases like cancer, Alzheimer's, and other related to cellular damage. So cellular damage really means proteins that are misfolded, they're not functional anymore, they're basically become useless. They're just like junk sitting around. And unless you get your body into an autophagic state, you're not going to recycle them all. So that's a point. Okay, number 2, metabolic health, improved insulin sensitivity. I am so hoping that these fasts that I'm doing really improve my insulin sensitivity. Fasting can improve insulin sensitivity, helping regulate blood sugar levels more effectively. Ketosis, which I didn't put in bold, but it should be. By this point, the body is likely in ketosis. Oh, yes, she is. Using fat for fuel instead of glucose, which can lead to weight loss and improved metabolic efficiency. So I am noticing that when I go out of the fast and then I come back into the fast, the transition is like nothing. Like digestively, it's nothing. And the ketones didn't drop out because I'm only refeeding for 2 days. The first day, I don't eat that much because I can't. And the second day, I try to eat more, but it's really half of what I would normally have been eating. And then I'm back into fasting again. So I get enough nutrition through the high quality proteins that I'm putting in. So I get the system to calm down a little bit. So it's not, it's still burning body fat and a little bit of dietary fat, but it gets to stop doing the autophagy, which is really hard work for the body. The next one, weight loss, reduction in body weight and fat. There's significant weight loss, much of which is fat, but also some muscle and water weight. So most people don't have lipidemic tissue. They don't have a whole lot of excess proteins to be broken down. So the body has a hierarchy of what it will disassemble to use to repair essential bodily services. So your organs are protected, and then beyond your organs, your muscles are protected, and then beyond that is all the other junk. So I have a lot of other junk, which is being used now because I can tell that my strength is actually increasing because I'm asking my body. I'm breaking my muscles. Like when I swim, I'm breaking them. When I've got a pull-up bar that I can't pull anything up, but I hang on it and then I lift my legs up a few times. So I'm building upper body strength as much as I can, and I'm walking with strength and good posture to build up my lower body and my core strength. So I'm asking my body to build muscles because I know, well, I don't want to be inactive. I don't want to be inactive and I don't want to be weak either. But I also want the body to have signals like demand for breaking down the lipidemic protein tissues. The rate of fat loss tends to increase by day 5 as the body fully adapts to using fat stores for energy. Yes. Oh yeah, I got back up to ketones at 3 this late this afternoon, which is great. Got the pinky face again. Okay, cardiovascular benefits. Now, this is really important to me because I was vax injured and I had very high, fluctuating, crazy. The nurses and doctors were crazy upset with it, fluctuating blood pressure. So cardiovascular benefits are twofold. Lower blood pressure. Reduced intake can lead to lower blood pressure, beneficial for those with hypertension. Excuse me. Sorry, I stopped myself from choking on something. Don't know what it was. Okay. So yes, I did suffer from very intense hypertension for a period of time. And I think it took me 9 months to get off some really severe blood pressure medication. And I actively did that. I did everything I could do that I could manage because I was really unwell. But slowly it got better. And I think the medication, although saving my life along the way, was actually damaging me. I got trigger thumb from it, and I'm sure that's the least of what it did. Okay, the other thing that they talk about with cardiovascular benefits is improved lipid profiles. So there might be a reduction in LDL cholesterol and triglycerides with an increase in HDL cholesterol. Now, I don't know if that's actually good or is actually not good, really, because I'm not a doctor and most of the doctors don't really understand the cholesterol, fat, blood, fat profile. Um, I actually don't mind my LDL being high. I think people who live longer have higher LDL. And so as long as there is a caveat, right? If you got really high LDL and you got really high triglycerides, um, you will probably have low HDL, and you eat junk all the time, you're eating seed oils and you're eating fried food and horrible takeaway stuff that's laden with carbohydrates and chemicals, yeah, I understand why the doctor's like, oh, panic, 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 because the doctors assume that you don't eat clean. But if you eat clean and you eat carnivore and your lipid profile is out of ordinary, then please don't panic. Do some research so that you don't panic. If you're doing the right thing by yourself, if you're eating clean and you're eliminating seed oils and you're eliminating carbohydrates, yes, if you're losing weight, there's going to be a little bit of a high triglycerides in your blood because there's fat running around in your blood. Why? Because you're not eating any carbohydrates. So your cells need to pick up the fat when they need the fat. That's why your fat cells give it out. So keep in mind that your context matters. The context really, really matters. Okay, number 5, inflammation reduction. Decrease in inflammatory markers. Fasting can reduce markers of inflammation like C-reactive protein, CRP, potentially lowering the risk of chronic inflammatory diseases. And that is great across the board. Across the board. Inflammation is involved in every chronic disease, every single one. And we haven't quite turned the tables in terms of understanding that it is our personal responsibility to do what it takes to reduce our level of inflammation in our body. Once we understand that it's our personal responsibility to take that on, pardon me, then and as individuals, we are asking aspects of our society to stop hurting us so we don't spend the dollars there. If my community knew that there was 50% of us that didn't want to eat seed oils, but we want to eat out, even we'll happily eat some carbohydrates, but we don't want them laden with seed oils. If we're not going to go to the restaurants that have seed oils, half of us, then there wouldn't be so many restaurants with seed oils. That is just how it works. And so voting with your dollars is how our society works. People need disincentives. They work with disincentives more than they work with incentives, and they want your money. So that's how it works. You have to be a bit loud and proud with things. Oh, I don't want that. Why? Because you cook in seed oils. What's wrong with them? They taste disgusting and they hurt my body. Pretty much the simple truth. Okay, number 6, brain health, neuroprotection. This sounds good. Through mechanisms like ketosis and reduced inflammation, fasting might offer protective effects on the brain, possibly enhancing cognitive function and offering neurogenesis benefits. Neurogenesis means neuros of the brain, and genesis is creation. So perhaps my brain is growing. Perhaps. I'm certainly sharper, that's for sure. Number 7, detoxification, liver function. Oh, remember the video I did? Careful of your liver. There's an increase in the liver's ability to detoxify as autophagy and other fasting-induced mechanisms help in clearing out toxins. So, I think my liver's doing just fine. Number 8, immune system reset. I was hoping this would be on the list. Immune system regeneration. Some studies suggest that fasting can lead to a regeneration of the immune system by killing off old or damaged immune cells and generating new ones when refeeding begins. Well, that just warms my heart because I have had autoimmune triggering going on. Well, I didn't know that I believe lipedema is autoimmune, and I think also autoimmune is triggered psychologically, and it shows up in all different ways in the body, trying to tell you something's wrong. And I've had this going on since like I was 12 or 13 years old, and then it just got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. So, I'm really hoping that I have a little bit more leeway once I've finished this massive 9-week program. Halfway through week 3, I'm getting there. I'm nearly finished 1/3 of the program. That is really exciting. And it's not hard. It's not hard. I'm finding it is not hard. As long as I understand what my body's telling me when it's talking to me, and I don't misunderstand my body, it's not hard. It's the psychological doubt, when you're inexperienced, you jump to conclusions because you want to not kill yourself. But no one died from fasting their fat off their body. Not that I know of. So, mitochondrial health. Number 9, mitochondrial efficiency. Fasting can improve mitochondrial function, which is crucial for energy production in cells, potentially leading to increased energy levels and vitality post-fast. Oh my gosh. When I went swimming on Monday, because digesting takes a bit of effort, takes a lot of, your body feels different when you're digesting food to when you're fasting. And at this point in time, because my brain is working so, so well, I'm really happy to be fasted. I don't mind putting up with my stomach going, and I go, yeah, no, it's okay. We've got storage. We just get some stuff out of the garage. Don't worry. I'm really quite okay with telling my stomach, it's okay, we're not panicking. We got plenty. We got plenty. See? We got plenty. We still got plenty. So, Monday when I went swimming, I was on fire with energy. I swam like I was a 14-year-old in the school pool beating the boys in backstroke. Really, I've not gone that far since I was a young teenager. Number 10, the last one on the list, hormonal changes. And this is really interesting. Hormone regulation. There are shifts in hormone levels, like an increase in growth hormone, awesome, which aids in fat burning, muscle maintenance, and repair. And honestly, just from my sensations in my body, I think that is occurring for me. Now, they do list some considerations. Let's see if I'm considering the considerations. Hydration. Oh my gosh. Water, water, water all the time, either hot or cold. Salt, 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 salt. That was full. It's 2/3 full now. Can you see? There you go. That was full. I filled it up on Monday, the beginning of Monday. So I might end up eating nearly all of that in 5 days. It's quite, to look at it visually, it's really quite amazing. Okay, better hurry up. So, hydration. Ensuring adequate water intake is vital to avoid dehydration, which can negate health benefits. So, yes, I'm drinking tons of water, and it's filtered water, so it's clean, and I use Celtic or Celtic, I don't know how you say it, sea salt, which has minerals in it, and I also use, my label, I've got a label on now, Shilajit, turning it the wrong way. Ooh, can you see that? That way. Pure Shilajit mineral resin. And even though I'm not eating, I brush my teeth with it. Very strange. I don't like normal toothpaste, so I just brush it around my teeth, and that gets rid of any craving for anything sweet, I tell you, because it tastes like dirt. Refeeding. Proper refeeding is crucial after a prolonged fast to avoid refeeding syndrome, where electrolytes shift and can cause health issues. I am really aware of my electrolytes because in week 2 of my fasting, I had to stop fasting because on the Friday, I hadn't paid enough attention to my electrolytes. And now we also have to understand that the research I'm reading is studies done on people who don't eat carnivore. They eat a mixed diet. And we all know that when you put sugar or anything that's going to turn into sugar in your body, so carbohydrates, that will cause your electrolytes to hold inside your body and fluid to hold inside your body. Now, I'm not doing any of that. When I refeed carnivore and really soft food, not a lot of tough food. It's really hard for my body. I have steak on the Sunday, but I only have eggs and fish on the Saturday because my stomach is tiny and I have to give it time to build the acid profile in my stomach because it hasn't had to for 5 days. So keep in mind the differences between because sometimes it really does matter that you are eating a mixed diet or a carbohydrate centric diet compared to eating a ketogenic or a carnivore diet, which is an intensely ketogenic diet. And yeah, so you got to understand when you do research, it's research on the average person that eats a mixed diet who then goes and does the whole fasting transition and tries to adapt. And 5 days, you'd only really have a couple of days of really easy fasting, like right at the end, like Thursday, Friday. Individual variability. Responses to fasting can vary greatly based on individual health, metabolism, and genetic predispositions. Absolutely true. Medical supervision. It's advisable to conduct extended fasts under medical supervision or at least with consultation, especially for those with pre-existing health conditions. I don't really have a pre-existing health condition other than obesity and lipedema, and I don't know of a doctor who would actually understand the intricacies of either of those, to be honest. I do know where the doctors are, and if I need to go to the doctor, I will go to the doctor. I check my ketones throughout the day, so I know what's going on. I have a blood pressure monitor if I want to test that, and that's in the cupboard. I haven't really felt the need to test my blood pressure because everything just feels really calm in my body. And I know that when I hop in my far infrared sauna, which I'm about to do after this, my blood vessels dilate, my blood pressure drops a little. And these days, when I come out, I'm like, whew, I think I better just have a bit of a lie down there. So my blood pressure is already quite stable and lovely. And then I go in the sauna and it drops down a little bit. And I get really nice and comfortable. And if you've ever been stoned, it's a little like that. Having low blood pressure is a little bit like a stone, without any of the toxic benefits. There's no day after hangover, nothing. Nope. So there's a little caveat at the bottom. While these benefits are supported by various studies, the extent to which they apply can vary, and water fasting isn't suitable for everyone. Absolutely true. It wasn't suitable for me a month ago. I couldn't even do intermittent fasting. I did a week of intermittent fasting like 3, 4, 5 months ago, and my nervous system was going nuts. By day 5, I intermittent fasted all through the week, and then I came into the second week, and I'm like, I can't do this anymore. Oh, I'm just I couldn't handle it. But now it's appropriate, and the only thing that's changed is my story shifted. So take that in mind. If you can't fast, come and check. Why wouldn't you? Gosh, come and check. Um, it's important to approach fasting with caution and to consider the potential risks alongside the benefits. Yes, it is very, very important to know what you're doing if you're going to do something. And if you're not confident and you need to have someone who you can talk to along the way, join the group. That's the group over there. Low to zero carb. Start off in the public group, introduce yourself, talk to me. There's no one in there at the moment because I haven't advertised it because I'm just concentrating on doing what I'm doing. But I will advertise it all. So go in the group, talk to me. I go in there once a day. If there's a message in there, I'll reply. And if you're going to get going with something like this, even if it's not 5 days, you don't have to do 5 days. You just work at the level that you're teaching yourself. So some people need to go from 3 meals a day to 2 meals a day. Some people need to go from 2 meals a day to 1 meal a day. Some people need to go just practice the not eating overnight thing and do a 2-day thing. It's not always about getting the rah-rah fireworks benefits. It's not. It's a process of learning. And it's not just a physical skill that you're learning. You're learning about you. You're learning about how you feel about you because you're going to have all the rubbish stories coming through whenever you do anything that's hard for you. You will have these stories as a disincentive. Like I said, people work with disincentives far, far more than they will work with incentives. People will give up on incentives, but they will avoid pain. Yeah. So remember, if you're going to do something that is going to give you a little bit of emotional pain, psychological pain, physical difficulty, yeah, you're going to hear from your dragon. Boy, are you going to hear from your dragon. So hopefully that was helpful to you. It was helpful to me. I really enjoyed finding out what potentially is going on in my body. So feel free, leave comments if you wish. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. Pass it on. Get more people watching my journey. We're only up to week 3, and I'm doing this intensively 9 weeks because I'm going 9 weeks of 5 days, 2 days refeed, because at the end of the 9 weeks, I have a cultural celebration. It's called Passover, and all my best beloved friends and they feel like my family, we all gather together and we have this amazing dinner that involves all singing and stories and all these different things, and I want to participate fully. So I'm going to refeed the week. That's the end of the week. So I'm going to refeed throughout that week. And so that's week 10. I'm refeeding all the way through, and then I will refeed through the following week because there is I'm gonna share it. I'm gonna share it for you. I found the flyer again. So I'm gonna make it smaller and see, because last time it came up on the screen, but it was a bit cut off. So okay, where is it? There you go. Let's see. No other options for things. Okay, it looks like it's sharing the whole thing, but I'm going to read it out to you just in case. So if you're in Melbourne like me, it would be great to catch up with you. There's a carnival live happening in Melbourne. It's on April the 26th. 2025 from 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. It's in Albert Park at the Pullman, Melbourne, so big hotel conference place. We have guest speaker Dr. Robert Kiltz. We have guest speaker Bella Steak and Butter Gal. We have guest speaker Carnival Ray. Plus, we have Professor Bart Kay coming over from New Zealand. Dave Mack coming over from Japan. We have Natalie E. West. I don't know her yet. Anthony Faizi, which I don't know if he's in Sydney or Melbourne. Bradley Marshall's in Melbourne. Tom McDonald and Veronica Larasova. I'm looking forward to meeting. You can get more info and purchase tickets now I'll say this really slowly because you might need to write it down. You can always freeze frame a video, www, full stop, MPWRDEVENTS that's a full stop, com, C-O-M. So if you're interested in coming, I'd love to hang with you. Gosh, why not? So I bought myself a gold ticket. So I'm going to the dinner that is the night before, and I get to meet all of those guests. And hopefully I get to tell them about my 9-week fasting story. And maybe they'll ask me to be interviewed on their channels. That'd be really fun. So, but I'm looking forward just to meeting everyone and then going to the conference the next day. And I am absolutely blessed that it is in the next suburb from me. So, it's just going to be super, super easy. Okay, stop sharing. Back to me. So, last words for the video. Yeah, like, subscribe, do all that stuff, share it, get the word out. I don't have that many subscribers, and this is kind of a cool story, right? This is a success story in the making. Yeah. So follow along, have a listen, ask me questions in the comments, and I'll include the answers in the next videos. Like, that's no problem. And if you really, really want to start doing hard things that you find terribly difficult, or you just haven't had success with following through in some manner, please, please, please come and get some assistance. Come to the Facebook groups, Low to Zero Carb, open to the public. And then there is a members group, and I've set up on my website how you can pay for monthly membership, and then, you know, how to unsubscribe when you're ready. That's all set up now. So come and ask what you need to ask. Come and get the support that you need to get so that you too can do the hard things that you want to do, but you're shying away from for now. Anyway, the group will always be there for you if you decide later on. And I'm planning on this being something that is part of my life's work. So I really feel I know what the three keys are, you know, to the three doors. You got to have the fat. You got to teach your body how to use it for fuel, and you can't have a story that's going to stop you from doing what it is you set your mind to. And if you get the physical things sorted and you try to fast, that's a really good time to find out what your story is, because your dragon will be telling you that story. So hopefully I'm encouraging lots of people to go and do the hard things that that they've always wanted to get done in their life. Challenge yourself. It's a really good feeling to actually figure out how to get it to happen for you. Yeah, you'll only be happy when you set goals and reach goals. That is just the human system. So enough from me. 45 minutes. Oh my gosh. See you again soon. Come to the group. I'll meet you there. Bye. Here's a playlist for the entire series. Please like and subscribe. It helps more than you know. See you in the next video.